Well, hi there pluggers, Iversaw here again with you. Thanks for joining me for another guitar lesson. A little bit different this time. It's another number by Sleeping with Sirens that I've been requested to do. After my previous number by them called Madness, I had a request from one of my viewers called Fujimaru Nakajima. I hope that's the correct pronunciation. I do apologise if it isn't. I've been asked to do a version or a lesson on their number called Chord. Okay, now this is normally played in an alternative tuning. Okay, and I was asked if I could do also a lesson with it being in standard tuning. Okay, so I've had to listen to this number quite a lot to try and work out what's going on, how it's tuned, the guitars are tuned, and the strumming pattern's a little bit weird as well. I'm going to split this lesson into two. I'm going to do the first lesson with a guitar tuned to what I think is the alternative tuning that they're using, the band that is. And the second video I'll do, separate video, I'm going to try and do it in standard tuning. Okay, it doesn't sound probably quite as good, but it's passable. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'll explain the alternative tuning to you. Okay, to start with. So this is the alternative tuning which I've come up with. I'm not saying it's 100% right, but I think it's pretty close. And I'm not using any capos. There are some versions on the net on YouTube, people using capos so this is without the capo, and I think it's as they play it without the capo. Okay, so the tuning that I've got is a sort of modified drop D tuning. Okay, so we'll start with the 6th string. You have to detune that to D. Okay, so it's the same note as the 4th string. Okay, so detune the 6th string to D. The 5th string is standard A, the 4th string is standard D. Now the 3rd string has to be tuned up, that's increased of tension, and make it sound from G, goes up from G to A. Okay, so you have to make it sound like the 5th string. Now be very careful when you're tuning the G string up to A. Obviously it's quite a large increase in tension, and if you've got old strings on, there is a possibility it could break, so do it very slowly. Okay, and so far we've got 6th string E is D, tuned to D, 5th string A standard, 4th string is standard D, 3rd string goes up to A from G. Be very careful when you do that one. The B 2nd string is standard, and the E string, top E string, 1st string is also standard E note. Okay, so when you've tuned it like that, it should sound something like this. Okay, right, so let's get to it. Right, what can I say about it? Right, I'll do the 2 chords. Right, so the introduction is quite short. It just plays a couple of chords, but it's the same 2 chords that are in the chorus. All the way through the chorus it's only 2 chords. Okay, and it's the same chords he uses on the brief introduction. So there's 2 verses in the song, I believe, and they're both played with just 2 chords. Okay, and the first chord with this alternative tuning is basically you play the 6th, 5th and 4th strings, and you fret them on the 4th fret, and the remaining 3 strings, the 3rd, 2nd and 1st, are open. Okay, so you can play it with your 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers, or you can play it with your 3rd, 4th and pinky like I do. Okay, but you need to cover the 6th, 5th and 4th strings on the 4th fret. Okay, you should end up with that. Okay, now the second chord, which you need for the intro and both verses, is the same chord but with the 6th string open. So you just remove whichever finger you're using to cover the 4th fret of the 6th string take it off, so you end up with just the 2 fingers, and you end up with that. Okay, now this is so the intro and the chords, the verse are just those 2 chords, and the strumming pattern again is a bit weird. Okay, so it's basically hit the bass note, 6th string, hit the 6th string, and then upstroke the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, possibly 4th strings. Okay, mainly just the top 3 probably, 1st, 2nd and 3rd probably. You do that, so downstroke on the 6th string, upstroke on the top 3 strings, okay? And then you do it again, so it does it twice. Okay, bom ching, and then you do 2 hits on the 6th string. This third time you hit it twice, and then you go the upstroke again, so it's and then just once and up again, and that's the sequence. So it's 1 up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. Okay, so what you should have is this. Sorry. Okay, and then basically you take that finger off the 6th string, leave it open, and do exactly the same strumming pattern. Okay. And then it repeats. Put the finger back on, do the same again. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll turn the camera around so you can see what my right hand is doing. Okay, there we go, there's my right. So all it is basically so I'm holding the first shape down, all the 4th fret, 4th, 5th and 6th strings on the 4th fret. So bass note, up stroke, then another one, same again. So there's a very slight pause after the first one. Okay, there's slight pause, and then of course it sort of quickens. It's like a bit faster than the first one. And then double note on the 6th string, another upstroke, then another single bass note, upstroke. Okay, so I'll show you that in slow motion. Sorry, do that again. Okay, and it does it exactly the same for the 2nd chord when you've got an open 6th string. So, sorry, do it again. So back to the main part of the fretboard. Right, so that's the 2 chords that make up the intro and both verses. Right. The second part of the song obviously is the chorus. Okay. So after you come out of the verse, it ends up with the first verse, and then so what's the last verse? I just look at my words here. It comes up with it's quite a long verse. Does the first verse? Yes, so it ends up with something like look at me with tears in her eyes. I think there's a last phrase anyway. So then it goes into what we could call the chorus, right? And what you do with that is basically it goes, I'm not leaving, and it's the same first chord you use with the 3 fingers on the 4th, 5th and 6th strings. Okay. But this is a more normal strumming pattern. Okay, so So I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving. And what you do with that, the second chord is the same 3 fingers, slide it up until you get to the 7th fret. And again the top 3 strings are open, strum them all, so it's I'm not leaving, sorry, I'm not leaving, and then it puts the same 3 fingers all the way down to the 2nd fret, okay, and strums away merrily on that one. Okay, so it comes out of the verse, so it ends up on the open. And it goes, I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving. Okay, so on the first chorus, it does that twice, and then it goes to a D chord, which is very simple because it's just open. You can just play the whole 6 strings open. So it goes, I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving, I'm staying here. I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving, and then it starts off again. That bit again. So then it goes into the 2nd verse, obviously. Okay. So that's the chorus. Okay. So I'll just show you what my strumming is doing. It's fairly straightforward. It's so it's down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and it ends up on the open, whole thing open. Okay, on the first verse. Okay, right back to the fretboard. Right, and so that's that bit. The only other bits really are the middle section, which is very simple. So if I can find it on my song sheet here that I've written out for myself. Right, okay, just remind me where we are. It's the bit where it comes out of the 2nd chorus after the 2nd verse, and it's what's probably called the bridge. And it's basically where it goes, I'm staring at your pictures, figure out where we went wrong. Basically it's only 2 chords, and but it's like arpeggiated. It's like that's all it is, all the way through that bit. Okay, so where it's it's basically the first chord again with the 4th, 5th and 6th strings barred at the played at the fretted at the 4th fret, and I'm just hitting the bass note on the 6th string, and then I'm playing the 4th string, and then strumming, and then I'm moving the whole thing down 2 frets and doing the same thing, hitting the bass note on the 6th string, then the 4th string, and then strumming the top 3 strings, 3, 2 and 1, okay? So, and that's all it does, where it goes on. Staring at 2 pictures of the figure going wrong. And so on, does that until it gets to the end of that section. And then it goes back into a chorus where it goes, I'm not leaving, I'm not leaving. Okay, and then again the only other slight difference is right at the end of the song, where it goes, comes out of the last chorus, or it says I'm not leaving, so I'm staying here. And it goes no, 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 no. And then it goes into that. It goes up to I'm not leaving, and I'm staying. Okay, so after the no, 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 no bit, it goes. So that would be that's after the comes out of the last chorus. That's right, and ends up on no, 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 no. So then you take the three fingers on the 4th, 5th and 6th string right up to the 7th fret again, and it goes I'm not leaving, down to the 2nd fret, I'm not leaving, I am up to the 4th fret, leaving, open. Okay, and it does that again. I'm not leaving till we make it there, and then it goes back into this give me one more chance and to love you so, won't you please come back, something like that. It just finishes on those 2 chords. So that's as best I can do. I'm sorry, I would like to sing it, but there's just no way. So anyway, I hope you can make some sense out of that. Thanks for watching and listening, and I hope I've helped somebody out with that. I say, if you want to try and play it in standard tuning, check out my next video where I will attempt to try and play the same song in standard tuning. It sounds a little bit different, but it's passable, like I said. Okay, thanks for watching and listening. See you soon. Bye bye.